Kruse and Meiliana Jauhari and Greysia Polii. Indonesians number 8 seeds up against Dampkjaer Kruse and Roepke. Danes caused huge sensation last year at the All England Championships because they started the week in the qualifying. They didn't actually have to play qualifying because they got promoted into the main draw because their opponents in the qualifying withdrew. And they went all the way through to the semi-final. Remarkable story. So here come the Danes. Dampkjaer Kruse and the tall Roepke. So the Indonesians, Greysia Polii and Meiliana Jauhari. Well, Greysia Polii has been struggling of late with a shoulder injury. It was great to see her back on court and back playing well. Indonesians, first round opponents from Malaysia, the qualifiers, the sisters. Eng sisters won in 2 straight games, 21-16, 21-17. For the Danes, well, they were on quite late yesterday evening against the pair from the Netherlands, Lotte Jonnathans and Pauline van Doorleman. So Dampkjaer Kruse, 23 years of age, and so she's going to turn 24 on Saturday. How she'd love to still be playing in this event on her birthday. Well, as you can see from their career win-loss records, a fairly new partnership, these Danes, because they only formed their partnership last year. And as you can see, a nice positive win-loss record for last year. That translates into 3 finals, winning 2 titles, Swedish International and Danish International. In fact, their first ever tournament together was that Swedish International, which they promptly won. Here's Greysia Polii, 24 years of age, brought up in Manado in Indonesia. Number 8 in the world rankings, and therefore number 8 seeds here at the Victor Korea Open. Have been as high as number 5 in the world rankings, this pair. Her partner, Jauhari, 27, born in Jakarta. She was telling me last night on the bus that takes the players from the venue here back to the hotel that she likes watching funny movies. Comedies, she says, was her favourite movies, so quite a jovial personalities, the 2 Indonesians. There you can see this is the second meeting between the 2 pairs. The only previous meeting was in that first round of the All England Championships last year, and of course the Indonesians were seeded to win that match because they were the number 7 seeds against the qualifiers. It was the Danes who won, as you could see, in 2 straight games. So the unseeded Danish combination nearest to us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Kruse,
on my right,
Roepke.
Greysia, Polii, Meiliana, Jauhari, Indonesia. On my left, Kruse, Roepke, Denmark. Kruse to serve, to Greysia, Polii, Labo, play.
Players announced by our umpire, Well, big gap there.
1 love.
I suspect we might see quite a few of these long rallies.
Yes, in some ways we've got two similar pairs here. Both pairs have got a preferred formation. The Danes will want Kruse going forward, trying to set the play up, and the Indonesians will want Greysia Polii going forward, trying to create opportunities for a partner. So we should see some interesting little tactical battles.
It's landed well in misjudgment there from Jauhari.
Complete misjudgment, shuttle landing well in.
Big disappointment, I know, to the Indonesians, the fact that they were unable to play in the Southeast Asian Games in Jakarta just before Christmas, because of course Greysia Polii's injury problems, and I can see, just about see, that she's still got heavy strapping on that shoulder.
Yes, already in this match we've seen her in the rear court use a lot of drop shots. It'll just be interesting to see how much effort she does put into the smashing. See if she's fully recovered.
It's gone long. Yeah, you can see the strapping there, back of the arm, around the shoulder of Greysia Polii. It was in fact in the final of the Chinese Taipei Grand Prix gold event. In the final one, they were playing against Ha and Kim from Korea, and Greysia Polii actually had to retire during that third game. The shoulder was so bad, and she's struggled ever since. And I think there was a point you made, Ian, during the women's singles about how Saina Nehwal had come back too soon after an injury because of Olympic qualifying, because of the status of the Super Series. All the players want to play the Super Series events, and I just wonder perhaps if Greysia Polii was guilty of playing tournaments or coming back too soon when she wasn't really fit to play.
It certainly looks a possibility, and one of the other points to add into the mix there is that there's another Indonesian pair that just started to get very good results. So their actual qualification for the Olympics is not clear at the moment. There's a big battle going on between the two Indonesian pairs for that qualifying place.
She's not happy with herself there. Roepke making the error on the net shot. Yeah, just to emphasise your point, of course, Indonesian pair we're watching, number 8 in the world ranking, and at number 12, Vita Marissa and Nadia Melati. And then, of course, we've got Augustin and Maheswari as well that are in the mix. That's the pair I think you were referring to, 18 in the world rankings. There's 3 pairs that have the possibility of doing very well in qualifying for the Olympics. And of course, Vita Marissa and Nadia Melati. Vita Marissa celebrating her 31st birthday yesterday with a victory over the number 3 seeds, Fuji and Kakiwa. So it's all getting very close and very tight as to who will actually qualify for the Olympic Games. That makes our viewing even more intriguing, doesn't it?
Tactical battle going on at the moment. Both pairs look as though they're happy to play counter-attack. This is a good example from the Danish pair. The Indonesian lose the angle with the attack. Roepke quick to step in and use the cross drive to good effect. Interesting rally there from the Indonesians, keeping Kruse pinned to the rear court, keeping her off a favoured net position, and eventually Roepke making a mistake in the forecourt, where she's certainly not as comfortable as her partner. Famous badminton player indeed, Lina Kopen, won the World Championship, 2 gold medals in fact at the World Championships, first ever World Championships in Malmö in Sweden, 1977. Singles and mixed doubles, that's a combination that you never see nowadays. Players playing singles and mixed at this very elite level. How the game has progressed. So what does the Danish coach say here, Ian? He needs to settle Roepke down a little bit. She's made a lot of errors in that game. She's not really got her feet moving. A lot of the errors have come from the fact that she's reaching for the shuttle rather than moving her feet quickly to get into position. She looks a little bit static so far here. Needs to get her moving, get her into the game more.
20 seconds.
She needs to be creating pressure from the rear court to get her partner in the net. In at the net. That's a wild smash. Caught Jauhari off guard there. I'm not sure she meant to hit it this flat, but it certainly worked.
Service over. 12-8.
No, that's good judgment. Was just wide. Super angle.
9-13.
Yeah, that's better from Roepke. That might do us some good, get her confidence going. Nice interception, takes the pace off, uses the space.
Service over.
That's a nice use of the mid-court area on the return of serve. Sharp downward shot.
Service over.
That's a good return from Polii. Going back to the body of the server's partner. That created the opportunity, we'll see it here. It's a clever return, good follow-up.
16-10.
Just one or too many errors from Roepke. That's an easy mistake at this level.
She hit a wild cross-court smash before that was very flat, wasn't it? And that one was much steeper, but well wide of the mark. Maybe just a little too anxious to finish off the rally too quickly. Not prepared to work the rally, be patient.
18-10.
You can see it there, body language not good at the moment. Getting frustrated with herself. She knows she's making too many errors. That are coming from the Danish pair, the Indonesians happy to play just a solid style of game, not really forcing the attack, happy to play the rallies out and just wait for the errors.
2 points away from the opening game. No, just the one.
Game point 10.
6 straight points. Well, the luck of the net court. Last 2 rallies from Greysia Polii.
21-10.
Created her own luck though. Good positioning, good reading of where the shuttle was going to come. And the opening game to the number 8 seeds, Greysia Polii and Meiliana Jauhari. 21-10 in just 14 minutes. Well, in first rally, first couple of rallies, I thought, crikey, we're going to see some long rallies going on now, but I don't think the Danes really had belief, and I have to say that's slightly worrying body language there of the Danish players, because coach trying to talk to both players, but it looked as if Roepke wasn't really partaking in the conversation too much.
No, it was interesting. She didn't look at the coach once there. She's just very frustrated at the moment. Hasn't really got into this game at all. As I said, first game really was about the Indonesians just being very solid. When they saw the Danes were making mistakes, they eased back a touch. Just played a very solid game.
What a contrast. Isn't that amazing? You know, the smiles of the Indonesian players smiling at each other, and in contrast, the Danes, only one of them joining in with the coach, and well, for Danish fans, that would be of great concern.
Second game, level 3.
So, second game.
Service over. 1 down.
And without stating the obvious, the Danes do desperately need a good start here, just to lift their spirits more than anything, give them back the belief.
That's a better rally. Just throwing the initiative back to the Indonesians a little bit there. I think the coach, Danish coach, will have noticed the Indonesians have not really attacked from the rear court. Just played very solidly. So I think he's asked his players to just step up the court a little bit in defence and be a little bit more aggressive in the defensive positions.
1, 2.
Landed well in. Talked a lot about the lengthways drift, but just wondering from seeing that, Ian, if there's a bit of a sideways drift as well. Not as marked as the lengthways drift.
No, there's been a lot of shuttles left on the left-hand side of the court, hasn't there, that have been in. Coming back to your previous point, Jill, it would be unusual if the drift was straight up and down this hall, because it is a circular hall, so you would expect there to be some side drift as well.
Natural air currents going round. Yeah.
Nice counter-attack here from Polii, good skill. Smash was to a right hit, which is normally difficult, but she got the body out of the way and controlled the shuttle really well.
Service over. 4-3.
And that's where Kruse can be effective. Here we see her stepping up in defence, and that's good skill. She was following it in. And if she didn't get the net cord, they were in good position.
That's good placement of the smash. Saw that Kruse was waiting with the backhand defence there. hit the shuttle down her forehand side. It's interesting to me, Ian, the fact that this Indonesian pair have never actually won a title together. I know they haven't been playing together for all that long, but they're just starting their third year in this partnership. And you know what we were talking about a little bit earlier with the Korean youngsters, how they get sent out to some of the lower grades of tournaments so that they start at a young age playing against senior players and tough matches, but come through those senior badminton tournaments, even though it's not the highest grade, and they really develop as players and develop that winning mentality. And I just wonder, you know, Indonesians never won a title. In fact, Greysia Polii has only ever won one title in her career, and that was with Jo Navita in the Philippines 3 years ago. It's something that, you know, an awful lot of countries, because they are the best pair in their country, there's almost a feeling that you've got to play the best tournaments in the world.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say they've concentrated very much on Super Series level tournaments, the odd Gold Grand Prix. I think the other thing with this combination is, though, they have suffered a fair amount of injuries, illness, and they've never really had a good run at a whole season. You know,
Very fair point.
They've always had one or two niggles, either one or the other's been unfit for a period of time, and I think that's sort of arrested their development a little bit, shall we say. They've been slow to progress. When they came onto the scene, they looked very promising and very talented, and they've not really progressed. But I do feel it's been more the injuries and illness that's held them back.
Yeah. It's interesting as well that Greysia Polii was beaten finalist at the World Junior Championships in mixed doubles. But apart from a couple of tournaments last year with Tantoya Ahmad, I don't think I've ever really seen her play mixed doubles as such on a regular basis.
No, and I've seen her play mixed, and she's a very, very talented mixed player. She reads the game very well. She's got the skills, you know, that you require to be a good mixed player. She's very solid in defence. She's got good skill around the net area. Serves well.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Ian. 2:29. I think that's the fastest of a woman's smash so far in the tournament.
Yeah, but I think probably with Polii, with having the one or two injury problems, they've been, Indonesian coaches have maybe been loath to play her in two events.
Yeah.
Service over.
I don't like that call. See if we can see it. It was nicely placed off defence. Well, maybe got reason there.
Service over. 9-6.
Could probably say the same thing of Kruse, though. She's a very talented forecourt player. It's always been surprising to me that she's not played more mixed.
I know you've been very much of the opinion in coaching terms that with youngsters, I mean, I know that none of the players on court are that young. They're all in their 20s now, but you've always talked to me, certainly, and what I've seen you do with England squads and in France, and you're working with their team and so on, is develop the player generally, and therefore you've always encouraged more than one discipline in that developmental stage, rather than, you know, okay, later on specialise. But I know you've been a big supporter of trying to get players to develop all of their games.
Yeah, I think if you, particularly when you're taking them to a different continent, when the Europeans are travelling to Asia, when the Asians are travelling to Europe, I think you want them to have maximum experience in those conditions. So I would always be a fan of them, certainly younger players playing two events.
20 seconds.
get more experience on court, in the conditions, learn to cope. I think it's really crucial to development. And as I say, I've always been very surprised, particularly with Kruse. She's not played 2 events. I think it could help her a lot. We've seen it's helped Christina Pedersen an awful amount. I think playing ladies doubles has certainly improved her mixed, and I think it could possibly have the same effect on someone like Kruse. One of the rare occasions where the Indonesians have forced the play. They just made the error in doing so. It's a long way up the court. Just took too big a swing at that.
11.
Closing the gap.
Service over. 12-8.
Oh, great vision. Very, very good vision to see where the gap was. Saw our opponent coming forward.
Yeah, this is good skill, good peripheral vision. Just sense Roepke making that forward move. Guided the shuttle across the court. Lovely play.
14-8.
That typifies this game for Roepke, I'm afraid. Easy opportunity to smash. Right down into the net. Again, good skill from Jauhari. Smash was hit onto defence, but that's a lovely shot, guided across the court again.
Just long.
17-8.
Goodness. Change of pace in the end was the winner, but incredible defence there from Jauhari. Yeah, great reactions on the first one.
completely on the back foot and able to change direction there to cover the space in the forecourt.
Completely mistimed that.
Yeah, I think she'd seen the space. Roepke was a long way back in the court there. There was the space, but as you say, didn't time it.
Service over. 18-10.
And all started with a good return of serve.
18.
Well, still fighting spirit there from Kruse. I suspect they've maybe left it a little late. Has to go down as a bad miss. Wasn't really under pressure. Slow drop shot.
Service over. 12-19.
Indonesia's just guilty a little bit of taking the foot off the accelerator here. Built up a big lead and they've just relaxed a little bit in the last few points.
Doing all the work on the Danish side. Quite deliberate by the Indonesians.
Yeah, that's where the errors have come from.
Well, a little moment of magic. All the hard work was worth it. But it's just 1 point.
That's good skill, but we've not seen enough of it from her during this match.
6 match point opportunities. First time of asking, an absolute delight for the Indonesians, recording their first ever victory over the Danes, and they've done it in style. 21-10, 21-14. And the number 8 seeds, Polii and Jauhari, safely through to the quarter-final. There's confirmation of the score. 35 minutes for that victory. This was the final rally. Too solid in defence, the Indonesians. And lovely to see them back in good form once again.